Hola amigos, yo no know. Saludos desde Medellín y hoy um, voy a compartir para leer con ustedes un poco de este libro que estoy leyendo en este momento. Es una historia de la guerra civil en España en los años 1936 hasta 39. So, como ayer, es algo que tú puedes escuchar y mirar cuantas con las palabras puedes entender. Ese es un buen ejemplo con un tipo de libro que dice con temas históricos. Algunos con las palabras o la lengua un poco más académico, pero también va a escribir para, no necesariamente para los estudiantes en la universidad, también para otra gente puede leer y entender. Vamos a mirar esto. So today I'm going to share with you a reading from a book I'm starting to reread, Hugh Thomas's marvellous and rather comprehensive account of the Spanish Civil War, 1936 through to 1939. Now this is clearly a bit of an academic book in the sense that it's a very serious subject and there's lots and lots of names, dates, places and things like that within it. But I'm going to share this piece with you because it's a different type of writing. But as well as that, it's not actually written exclusively as a university sort of textbook. It's not that type of writing. It is really just a very well-researched history book. But let's see what you think. I'll just read the first sort of page or so of this. So this is from the prologue. Here we go. The Cortes, the Parliament of Spain, stands halfway up the hill leading from the Prado to the Puerta del Sol. Bronze lions, cast from the guns captured in the Moroccan Wars, guard its doors. At the summit of its Corinthian columns, justice hopefully embraces labour on a granite pediment. On the 16th of June 1936, this classical building was the centre of all Spain. Over 5 years had then passed since King Alfonso XIII had abandoned the Spanish throne to avoid, as he put it, perhaps exaggerating his importance in the minds of his people, the disaster of a civil war. These had been 5 years of parliamentary activity. Before the king left, there had been 8 years from 1923 till 1931, when most of the time under the amiable military dictator General Primo de Rivera, the Cortes had been deserted. Now, in June 1936, constitutional life in Spain seemed likely to be destroyed. An anxious group of middle-class liberals were gathered on the blue government bench at the front of the semicircular debating chamber. Honest and intelligent men, they and their followers hated violence. They admired the pleasing democratic ways of Britain, France and America. In both this hatred and this admiration, they were, however, unusual among Spaniards of their time, isolated even among the 400 other deputies sitting or standing around and above them as best they could in the crowded debating chamber. Yet the men of this government had a fanaticism of their own hardly typical of the practical-minded countries which they desired to reproduce in Spain. Observe, for example, the Prime Minister, Santiago Casares Hirago, a rich man from Galicia in the northwest of Spain. He has spent much of his life calling for home rule for his own poor province, although the only advantage the Gallegos could have gained from this would have been a better rail service. Although Casares seemed to act according to liberal Wilsonian principles formulated beyond the Pyrenees, no one could have been more Spanish. He was a passionate liberal when the rise of organised labour called liberalism to seem as anachronistic as feudalism. Yet since then, there had not been in Spain a successful middle-class revolution on the model of that in France in 1789. One can hardly blame Casares and his friends for their attitude. In the early years of the Republic, in 1931 and 1932, the eyes of Casares Quiroga, then Minister of the Interior, had appeared to both friends and enemies to burn in his small head like those of Saint Just. Now they were marked by a strange, ironic optimism, only explicable as a symptom of the tuberculosis from which he was already suffering. Well, there we go. So that's just the first 2 pages of this book. You see the style of writing, very descriptive, lots of names, lots of dates, hence the size of the book. That gives you an idea of different type of writing you might come across. Really with that one, see what you think. Is that writing too serious, too many descriptive words? Maybe some new words in there for you, maybe not. But it's just to give you an idea of a different style of writing. So I hope you enjoyed that one. Déjame saber en los comentarios. Until next time, from Medellin, it's Cheerio.